Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I hope you guys are able to hear me and see me clearly. Give a quick thumbs up if you're able to hear me and see me clearly. Give a quick thumbs up, guys. You can use emoji option as well as you can utilize the chat to put your emoji, or you can write yes. Great, great. I can see I'm audible to everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining in. Great, great. Thank you so much, Tushar. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for this exciting masterclass, guys. The topic you can see on the screen behind the code. What does a web developer actually do? Lot of times I have seen people getting confused about whether it is website development, whether it is applications, what do we mean by different these terms. All of those we are going to kind of discuss and try to understand it very structured manner, that what is the difference between all these, as well as how do we understand what developer actually does. So, my name is Alok Anand, and I will be host for you today. And in today's session, we are going to explore the world of web development, whether you are beginner trying to understand the role of web developer or somebody looking to transition into this field. There is always a confusion about the workings. How do they do? What should I learn? What should be my journey from here? Whether it should be one language or another programming language. There are so many programming language you will hear about. So, how do you kind of start your journey and take it forward? So, let's be excited for the session. I'm sure it will be worth of your time. And now, next, I'm going to introduce to my fellow guest who is going to be joining at the end of our session, and his name is Vaibhav Thurat. He is SD2 at Reconcile. He is Alma Better alumni as well. So he will be joining with us to share his journey as a developer, what's his take on the topic, what he actually do, and then on top of it, what were the challenges, what motivated in him. So all the questions you might have for him, for us, you can utilize the chat section, you can put it in the Q&A section as well. So feel free to utilize this whole time to get the best out of it, guys. So let's move ahead with the session. I hope everybody is ready. I hope everybody is excited. Let's move to the agenda, what all things we are going to talk about. So starting with, we will, as I mentioned, we will talk about the developers, taking a developer at the core of it, what they do, and trying to break it down into understandable terms which you guys can get take as something to the forward thinking when you want, if you want to get into this field. The first thing will be opportunity. So what is the opportunity and what all skills you require, that we are going to talk about in the roadmap. The role of Alma Better, how Alma Better kind of thinks about it, working with so many hiring partners, how we have kind of thought about how your journey should look like, which you can kind of follow and take it forward. Lastly, we have Vaibhav's story. So Vaibhav will be joining in, and then he will be talking about all the challenges and his insights on the topic, as I mentioned. And lastly, we will have Q&A. So feel free, guys, to utilize this time which you have kind of taken out from the weekend to get your questions answered. So put as many questions as you can. We are here to ensure that all of those questions are answered to the best of our understanding. So great. We will start with the first topic. So the first question, as I mentioned, here you have in mind is developers, what do they do? Right? You have heard about data science as well. You have heard about a lot of other different domains. Now, if I focus solely on developer, if I have to summarize the work of developer in any organization or in any company, they are the backbone of tech. Very clearly, I want to mention this. You can be very sure about this term, that they are the backbone of tech. So, starting with, in any organization, whatever automation you hear about, or whatever automation in terms of applications, web applications, there are a lot of applications. All of us, we have interacted with some sort of applications or softwares. All of those contributes to the automation and efficiency, right? Imagine if there is no app. Just giving an example which you guys might have interacted already. So let's say you order using Swiggy or Zomato. There are multiple apps. One app is for you, one app might be for the internal team of Swiggy, one app is for delivery guy, one app is for restaurant, and there can be multiple different applications to manage the whole ecosystem of Swiggy. Now imagine I remove one of the app from the whole process. Let's say I not going to give any app to delivery guy. Imagine how chaotic it is going to be. So when you create these kind of solutions and some applications, it brings in the efficiency in the process. You are able to track, monitor, and take actions in a very right manner, right? That's the first thing. That's why I mentioned this, that backbone of tech. If I talk about, that's who developers are, because they work on creating these softwares applications at the end of it. We have seen multiple times like websites, that's just one part of it. Apart from that, there can be a sophisticated application, not just mobile app, web application as well. Imagine your Amazon website, right? Amazon website is not just a website, it's a full-fledged application. It just does not just show you the data like Wikipedia. Wikipedia, it's a website where it shows some information to you, although that is also very complicated at the core of it. But just imagine that is just one way interaction website which you have got as Wikipedia. Now, other side, when we see Amazon or any Flipkart or these type of different applications where you go, do lot of things, explore the product, then you check the review, then after that you place the order, do the payment. All these things integrated, coming in together, it becomes an web applications if you are running it on laptop, right? So that's what developers they work on. Not just the website, that can be one part of it, but there are different aspects which developers work on. Now, after that, creating all these applications, we have data management. So all these information of user, when you do sign up, your password, your email ID, all those are encrypted, of course. But on top of it, you give the information about your address, you give the information about certain other things, that is getting stored somewhere, it is getting saved. If it is not, then how the website will have the information next time when you come in, that who are you, right? So that's why those information has to be saved somewhere. And management of that also developers do. And mostly all of these information data is stored on cloud, right? I'm sure those of you who might have joined, you might have heard about cloud, not the cloud which reigns, but the cloud where we store the data like AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud Platform. So these are called as cloud because we cannot see this, but they are actual physical data centers where data is stored, right? There are physical data centers, there are places where, like your laptop hard drives are stacked on top of each other, and in those hard drives kind of setup, there are information that is stored. Now, if you have data and information stored, of course, you need to have security. You need to have reliability of the system as well. So let's say if there is an application and lot of multiple people, if they start joining in, let's imagine the scale of Disney Hotstar or the Geo Hotstar, right? So that application, millions and millions of people coming in together to watch a match, right? And it's so difficult kind of to handle. You, when you start your journey, you will understand the complication of that, because lot of people concurrently if watching something, and that too it is live, it becomes really really difficult to kind of manage. So that is something where you need to kind of understand about the reliability, and of course security. All of us understand the ensuring that your somebody cannot access your data easily without the authorization. That is something where you have to pitch in, and of course there are a lot of instances which you might have heard about already. And lastly, user experience and accessibility, right? User experience, as a developer, maybe there are a lot of other people as well who work on user experience and accessibility. If you might have heard about product managers, UI UX developers, so these guys are mostly responsible for designing the application, thinking about where should be the button, after click once this button is clicked, what will happen. So those guys are there to think about it. But it's your responsibility as well to ensure when you are coding it out, the experience of user, the applications, the load time of the website. Let's say the one component where developers they put lot of focus on, that is, let's say if you have an application, how much time it is taking to load, right? If it will take more time, lot of times Google itself will kill that application. It will say it is taking too long to load or respond. But in fact, it's for user. If it is taking a lot of time, user will come out of it, they will get bored. So there also user experience is important, and that is one of the important aspect of the development which developers they get involved in, right? So now there are few more things which I want to talk about, because as I mentioned, this session is about understanding what developers do. So I will give understanding little bit more structured manner, so that you understand the technical terms as well. I gave you in the previous slide, I gave you about the broader structure, but let me create a workflow, let me create a flow which might give you a good insight about how developers they operate, right? And there are mostly four components which you have to keep it in mind. As a developer, there are four different components. Now, there are two different kind of developer, front end, back end. We will come to that. But before that, understand as a developer, there is a whole system application that is running, how that is managed, right? So here, the first thing always will be the application development, whatever you are working on. So let's say if you are working on a web application that will run on web on your laptop, and or there can be a mobile application which you guys know already, this will run in your mobile, right? So this is something which is the core of everything, which will be used, or that will be the medium for the user to kind of interact with the product and the company, right? This is where the development effort goes, right? This is where you write lot of codes, right? You use JavaScript as a language. There are multiple different frameworks you can use. Let's say MERN stack. So MERN stack is nothing but MongoDB, ExpressJS, React.js, Node.js. It's a combination of stack which will help you manage everything. So MongoDB is for database, ExpressJS, Node.js is for the backend interaction, React.js is for the front end. Like this, there are other different things, like you have Django where you use Python to create the application. Like that, you have Java, Spring Boot. Of course, you have LAMP as well with PHP. So there are different combination of coding languages which come in together to help you build the application. And one of the things right now that is which is very frequently used by companies, that is MERN stack or mean stack. But let's focus on this MERN stack itself. This helps you do all the things around cloud, your database management, as I mentioned, your interaction with cloud. Then after that, you have front end application, as I mentioned, that is going to be helpful over there. Now, this development, when I talked about, this is using MERN stack. You developed it. Now you are going to use APIs and third party integration. Remember this term. This is something which a lot of times people generally ignore to think about. But let me give you a very clear perspective that in any company, there are a lot of third party services which they use. Let's say, as for example, Amazon, right? Amazon uses a third party service, let's say, for the payment. It's not just Amazon Pay, there are banks as well, there are UPI. So there are some third party services, third party integration. That software you integrate with your application so that payment will happen. Like that, there are multiple different softwares for email, sending an email. Amazon will not go and develop the whole system for sending an email. They will be using some other product which will be integrated with their system, with their application. This APIs, through APIs, these third party integrations are done. And these third party integration translates from lot of things: marketing, for operations, for messaging, for a lot of different things. You use third party integrations. And here you have third party integrations, can be AIs as well. So different AI, let's say AI based chatbot. So that is something, again, third party company might be working on. They will be integrating in their application through APIs. Now APIs are something which is your bloodline of application. Blood matlab blood vessel, which ensure that data is flowing from A to B and then seamless interaction is happening. So that's what your API is. Not getting too much into technicalities, but just understand this term. So your application, this is where developers are involved. They write the code, then they integrate, kind of connect with APIs with third party different applications, like payment gateway, email sending for marketing, etc., etc. Then next is your cloud. So you will be storing your data in cloud. You should know how do you store the data in databases, how do you get the data from databases. That's what the work of backend is. So developing the front end, what you see, that is front end. But when you mostly interact with cloud, designing the databases, how data will be stored, so it cannot be randomly put out there, right? Somebody has to go over there and design as per the company's requirement, or the application's requirement. So that is something where which happens on cloud. And at the end, you have DevOps. So DevOps, what DevOps does, DevOps is going to be for mostly ensuring that when you write a code, right, just imagine now, when you write a code, you write it on your own local system, your own system that we call it as, let's say, local system. Now, from this local system, making it live for the users, because your system, it's not like a Amazon or big companies, or in fact, Alma Better, so to say, Alma Better is not running on somebody's personal laptop, although it has been coded by developers on their personal laptop, or personal laptop, or company's laptop, some laptop that is there as a local system. Now there it is coded. From there, how it will, that particular code and application will be transferred to the internet so that everybody can access it. That's what DevOps is. It's like whole operations. You put the code on GitHub, then you set up CI/CD pipeline on GitHub. Then after that, it is connected to cloud as well. However you want to deploy, it will be built and deployed, and then all the other things. There will be Docker, Kubernetes. Lot of these things are there, which comes under DevOps as a category. So overall, these four things, if you know the heart of development. Application development, one of the stack, let's say one stack. You know how to deal with APIs and third-party integrations. That's the second. Third is you should know any one of the cloud platforms, AWS or Azure or GCP. And fourth, you should know the basics of how do you set up the CI/CD pipeline and DevOps, like some integrations with different systems around this. That is all you have to understand. If you know this, you will be able to call yourself as a full stack developer, so to say, to understand this very clearly. Now, this is where you have to be very clear that what developers they do. That is where we started. After that, we got into what all things you require to kind of understand it further. Next part is little bit getting more into giving you a perspective of different industries. I'm so sorry. Different industries. Let's say if I talk about e-commerce, Amazon, Myntra, Flipkart, Misho, these companies, what all things you will be working on. Let's say you join there as a developer. How and what you will be kind of working on, right? So first, let's say online store with secure payment gateways. Every e-commerce will have payment gateway where you go, add it in the cart, checkout, payment, etc., will happen, right? So that integration you will be working on. Optimize website speed for seamless shopping experience. Very important. There are four different options you see over here, and there are 10, 15 more. If I see for maximum time, if I come on Myntra, it is taking a lot of time to load. I will maybe not use it and go to some other platform. This is very important for the experience point of view, and these platforms, they want to give you good experience. So optimize the website speed, right? And there are a lot of thought process goes on whether your image should be JPEG, PNG, or WebP. So there is a format of WebP as well. So all those things you think about, that how it can be optimized further, how your API interaction should be there. Should you load all the data at once, or you should load in batches? It means like if I have to show something to user, do I need to extract all the information from the backend, from the cloud, to put it out there? Maybe user will not be able to see, will not see all the things. So as an user scroll it down, more and more products will be shown. That's the real example of it. So those all things are done to ensure that load time is less, website speed is better. Now, ensuring mobile responsiveness, because now everybody right now, if you want to reach out to the core and lot of people, if you want them to use your application, everybody will be comfortable through mobile. So how you make it mobile responsiveness, how you have designed your mobile application versus web application, all those things you will be working on. Now this is one side of the story. Lot of things you might see it is getting repeated. But when you go to, let's say, OTT platforms, now imagine on Amazon, Myntra, you don't have any video service. There is one different layer which you might be working on if you go to OTT platforms like Netflix, and if you join these category of companies, you will building some video streaming platform, or you will be working over there. There are a lot of things like third party integration I'm talking about. So here, third party is at the core web RTC. That's the core of video streaming. So that is something which you will be kind of working on. Optimizing the CDN, content delivery network, for smooth streaming. So what happens, the CDN in itself is a very interesting topic, so to understand. So CDN ensures that the buffer time is as less as possible. So it will try to optimize. Let's say if you're watching something from India, the data center will be chosen from where data will be coming to you, nearest to your own location, and it will not be 10, 15 kilometers, but it will be around, let's say if it is in Indian server will be used. If you are somewhere else, their server will be used, and how it should be optimized to a certain level where live streaming is optimized. That's the next level thing which you have to learn over the time. Going to the next part, we have, let's say, food tech, right? In food tech, you can understand you have a lot of applications, different applications which you work on. I mentioned it already when we started it. Integrate real time order tracking, location based services. This is something which is different. You see the overall system what you have on Swiggy or Zomato versus Amazon, it's very different. On Swiggy, Zomato, or in fact the quick commerce which we see as of now, there they have the whole tracking system of how your delivery partner is going, how much time they will take, from which path they are going to take, when they are going to reach. All those things will you will see on the application. That's a different category altogether, where you work with Google Map API. So Google Map gives business, and they charge business. They don't charge us as a user, but if you want to use it as an enterprise, then you have to pay amount over there, and that's how they earn. So those applications are, or those features are added, which is something different which you might be working if you join food tech, right? During peak hours, how do you handle the scalability? That is going to be more or less very common to all the companies when you're going to work on. Let's say next is fintech. So here, when I talk about the fintech, here you can understand the security level, right? Whenever it comes to finance, banking, or in the fintech whole domain, the security is super, super important. So you have to be very understanding about the security, how whatever you do, whatever you write, how your cloud-based system should be optimized. All those things have to be very, very clearly understood, so that your overall application and everything is secure enough for the user to kind of use. Otherwise, the trust itself will go, right? Now, implementing, let's say, fraud detection, securing encryption protocol. So to make secure, you put the encryption system. So all those things, right? Now, when I talk about fraud detection, so you might hear this term for both data science as well as web development. Now, data scientists, what they do, they create the logic for fraud detection. So data scientists, they will create some kind of machine learning models. They will be putting some logic. If this is what the behavior of transaction is, it means it's a fraud transaction. Not getting too much into that right now. So they will create that solution, and they will create one API, right? Again, that API will come, because that's how developers, they connect outside system to their application. So they will get that API, connect with their application to kind of detect the fraud that is happening. So at the end of it, no matter what is happening in any other team, finally, if you want to make something available for the user to use through application, or mobile application or web applications, it has to go through developers. So at the end of it, developers, that's why I mentioned backbone, they are going to be involved in implementation of any feature, any solution, to the core of it, where where they will make it available for the user or customer to access it, right? That's why accessibility is also something which developers, they work on. Great. Now, until here, do you guys like, are you guys able to understand? Did you understand? Because that is what the premise of what developers actually do. So giving a very simple overview, making you understand that what all different components you should be thinking when if you want to start your journey, right? You have to look from the broader perspective, and then after that, you strike on the first step which you should be taking. So we'll come to that as well in some time. Now, here, next part is right now the AI revolution. Because if we are in tech, AI is something that is very integrated with tech, and that all of us should talk about before we kind of think about opportunities and all the things, right? So here, if I right now see, if I compare the current scenario versus 5-10 years back, it has transitioned from just automation to automation with intelligence. This is something which everybody, all of us, we have to understand. Now, earlier companies were like, okay, my data and everything is stored in registers, let's bring it online, let's put it on application. That's why you see a lot of websites, web applications, and mobile applications are created. But now, on top of it, there is a component of intelligence also coming in. So wherever, to manage that application, to manage overall operations, wherever humans were involved, can we put intelligence over there, that is artificial? And that is what AI revolution is doing. So automation will always be there, but how do you kind of integrate intelligence, right? So what is the impact of it? Now in every application, everywhere, you will see some kind of AI component is added. So from the simple of chatbot to the integrated in their own system, like calculating the estimated time of arrival. That's a short pure play machine learning that goes on there. So how do you calculate the estimated time of arrival? How Uber or Ola, they kind of calculate the price which you have to pay. All everywhere there are some logics, there are some machine learning algorithms and all those things that is running over there, right? So with this AI, of course, the role of data science, data analyst, that has increased. Along with that, the use case of creating more and more application and the features or the improvement has also increased. Now, all the companies, they have started integrating it, and to make it available to the user, you need developers, right? You need data science or data analyst to kind of create those logics, to kind of put the AI in the system, but to make it available for the user, developers are going to be there. So that's why we see overall the increase in IT jobs, whether that is AI development, data science, cyber security, prompt engineering. These are the other jobs which I'm talking about. Compared to, you have developer role always increasing, because you have to be there as a developer to make it accessible to users. Automation of repetitive jobs, that is something that is happening right now. So if I talk about from the company's point of view, we have, let's say right now, it's more than now 1200, 1300 companies we are working with. We share your profiles whenever they have requirement. And that is something which we see. Sorry, in terms of different roles which they had, specifically, let's say customer support. So for customer support, right now what is happening, there is a layer of AI that has been put, right? You interact with some kind of AI, it asks you question. If your problem is simple enough, it will try to solve. Otherwise, it will try to kind of uh, add agent over there, and then agent will take it forward. That's how right now whole evolution is happening. So point is, of course, customer support will as such will not go away 100%, but yes, there will be AI agent over there who will be helping them. Got it? So now, in this whole thing, what I want to mention is, if you are already in this field, if you have some understanding of IT, then you might be getting all the things above what I have mentioned in some level or the other. One thing which has become very important in this whole technical field is that upskilling is very important, reskilling is critical. You have to understand about AI as well, how AI will be integrated, how as a developer AI should be used. All of those things you have to kind of understand, as it is right now getting there in the whole system of any company. Now, growth wise, if you see this number of 37%, and if you don't kind of upskill yourself with different technologies, it will not, you will not be part of this. You have to be ensure, you have to ensure yourself that there is a demand, but there is a requirement as well, which you have to kind of skill yourself to make it, to make yourself ready for the industry, how it is evolving right now. Now, going to the next part, we have seen in terms of the requirement, there is a growth, there is a upskilling or reskilling is required. Now, looking at different roles, which kind of translates when I talk about developer, right? So there are different roles you might have seen on internet, on job postings, and one of them will be very clearly mentioned as front end developer, right? Another can be software developer, back end developer, DevOps, full stack developer. Now, if I talk about the front end developer, the first one, it means you are working as a developer who will be responsible to create the application that is shown to the user at the end. So the client side, we call it as client side. So where you go on Amazon, whatever elements you interact with, everything is designed by front end developer, or I would rather say coded by front end developer, because design is done by other team member as well, UI UX developer, but the coding part is solely done by front end developer. When we come to software developer, again it is a very kind of front end plus back end. That is also sometime it is used as that you will have the mix of front end back end. And the softwares which you might have seen on your laptop, on your different softwares, like it can be in your mobile watch, all those things. If you are going to work on where mostly Java and all the things are required, that's when you call yourself as software developer. But again, it's a very surface or umbrella level term under which you can call front end, back end, all the other developers are inside of it. So software developer is a very generic kind of designation which any company can give. Now, third is backend developer. So, in this case, when I'm saying that somebody will code the user interface which you use, now somebody will be designing the backend of it, the data storage, as I mentioned, security, all those aspects about cloud, all those things are handled by backend developers. Right? One person cannot have all the things, and as a fresher, when you start it off, you just have to focus on the front end developer, and as you get the experience, then you move towards backend or system design, where you design how everything should be stored and managed. So that part, it comes with experience because it has a lot of things at stake, security and everything. You can understand how much company will not rely on some fresher, so to say. So you start your journey humble as a front end developer, and you go ahead, you try to learn new things, get the experience of more and more things to make yourself as a full stack developer. So backend developers, they will understand the cloud, make sure security and everything is intact and APIs are created, database management is done, all those things. DevOps engineer, they are there to ensure the applications or the software that is being right now built in local in your computer, what should be the right approach to make it available to the user, how it should go in production. So a lot of times backend developer and DevOps engineer, same person they work on. And in big companies, they have two different teams where they have lot of different applications or features or big applications running, like Meta or Instagram. There they have different teams altogether for managing these things. Lastly, full stack developer, you go with more years of experience, 5 6 7 years of experience, SD3 level. It means you have got enough experience now, you have seen enough scenarios to call yourself that, okay, now I have understood that from the day one where we have planned it to making it available to the user, what all things I should do. Right, everything you are comfortable with, that's when you call yourself as full stack developer. You are able to code the client side, you are able to work on the cloud security, you are able to work on the DevOps side of it, CI/CD integration and all. So that's when you kind of become full stack developer. So here, as I mentioned, entry level, just repeating it, entry level, you have front end development. Mid level, you get more deeper into system backend and system design. You design the system. So something that is running on cloud and everything, as I mentioned, there will be some design of it done prior. Then only you go and execute. You don't do it, blind sided. You first plan, you kind of go to design board, you ensure that, okay, these are the services which I'm going to use, this is how it will be connected, and then you go and execute it. And after that, when you go to lead roles, here maybe you will be working on one or two applications. Here you become so kind of comfortable that you design the large scale systems, large scale, where immediately you can imagine that millions and millions of people are going to use. So something where you, if you are, let's say, working at Netflix, you, if you want to add some feature, you have to keep it in mind that there will be millions of people who will be using it. How does it pan out? So that's where it's a large scale, large number of users will be using it. That's, we call it as large scale system design. If you're designing system for an application with lot of users, or lakh crores and crores of users. And at the end, you have executive roles. Now if you go from this role, point is, the salary and everything, when you start it off, if you have the right skill set in this whole world right now, if you are part of tech, you will be more kind of comfortable in transitioning to anything which will come up in the future, because tech is always going to be there. If you kind of get into this, if you're interested, of course, all the other fields, if you are genuinely interested, that's something which you can pursue. But at the end of it, if you want to pursue, and if you have slightest of kind of interest in the tech and development, then it's going to be fulfilling, and you will always have upper hand in terms of your skill set and your confidence as well. कि कुछ भी होगा, if you think about an idea, right, if you think about an idea about some software or some application or something, you have an idea about the business, you don't have to kind of think about anybody else who will be joining, who will be developing. You will have a basic understanding of everything at that point, and you will be comfortable to start off. Of course, you need somebody who might have complementary skill set. It's not like just developer can run a business. There are multiple other people, but at least the tech side is something where you will be comfortable. Lot of mental peace happens at that point, right? That's how it goes. Now, this is where I wanted to give you about the opportunity, right? I ensure that every point, each and everything about the developer, about your direction, about your role is discussed, so that you guys are very clear about what you will be getting into if you, let's say, choose this field, and how you should be kind of thinking about everything, what all important components are there. Remember, there are four important components. First, you need to do the application development, web application or mobile application. Second, you should know how to interact with APIs and third party applications. Third, you have cloud systems. And fourth, the basic understanding of DevOps with GitHub and CI/CD integrations. If you know these four, nobody is going to stop you to do well in this whole development phase, or in this whole development or developer whole career path if you choose. Now, talking about the roadmap, the next part is how do you kind of start it, right? How do you understand about these things? So, first, you need to understand out of four things which is mentioned over there, the first thing is what companies want, right? That's what I wanted to talk about right from the start. What companies require, because whatever they are right now doing in terms of application and everything, what companies require, what is the current stack that most of the companies are using. And I told you in a very brief manner, MERN stack. So MERN stack is something a lot of companies are using, right? Like that, there are certain things which you have to understand what companies want, right? And I will talk about those things in detail as well, at how we have kind of thought about it, coming from a lot of different companies at where our students are working. Like Weber, there are a lot of students who are working, a lot of alumni are there. So I will talk about that in just a time. Then you build skills that matter. So what companies want, you understood. You have to build the skills that matters, like JavaScript you need to learn, system design you need to understand, MERN stack for the application development you need to learn, cloud security. These are the skills, must have skills which you should know to get into this field. And overall, how much time it will take? More or less it takes 6 to 8 months to get yourself comfortable. If you are from non-IT background, starting from zero, then in that case it will take 8 months. Otherwise, if you are comfortable, if you know bit of tech, if even if you are from non coding side of it, but you are part of a tech team, then also you get kind of comfortable in understanding the nuances. It takes you 6 to 7 months around to complete it. Not just I'm talking about our program, but in general also, if you want to do it in the right manner, it will take 6 to 7 months. Then after that, to stand out, you need to work on portfolio projects. You need to have, let's say, certifications which you can show, and at the end you go through mock interviews, some personalized guidance. And if you follow this path, point is, you start with here, you get onto these things to maximize your chances. So here, you once you have this skill, companies, if you are able to get into interviews, they will hire you. To increase the chances of getting your interview, you put the credentials. To ensure that if you are sitting for, let's say, few opportunities, because opportunities are very rare, if you get the opportunity, a lot of people are there, you need to get the right opportunity. And when you get that, you should not kind of flunk it. You have to go through interviews, mock interviews, personalized career guidance, that kind of ensures that you are ready for the interview beforehand, not missing out the opportunity. Now, how we kind of come in picture, what do we do, why we have brought in. So our alma mater started with one simple goal. When we started, it was all about first job in tech domain, right? Our problem statement right now is also around that itself. First job in tech domain. If you want to start, and if you want to transition into tech domain, alma better is right now designing around that, right? It's something where we give a lot of thought, we try to optimize it as soon as much as possible. There are a lot of components around what all things we do. But most importantly, what I want to tell you guys is, after this session, even if, let's say, you want to explore on your own, what all topics are important, right? That is also something that is important. You should understand what all topics are important, where do you start it. That is something which I will kind of help you understand over here. Okay, so let me just give me 1 minute and I will be coming here. Okay, so just I'm taking the reference of MS in computer science cloud computing. This is master's degree program which we have. for the specialization in cloud computing, but it starts from the basics. So it has, let's say, three tracks: foundation track, specialization track, and industry immersion track. So here, the foundation track, where you start your journey, right? Be very like, put your attention over here. The topics which I'm mentioning, these are the topics which you should know, because if I talk about JavaScript, or if I talk about even HTML, CSS, it might take you 5 months, 10 months, or even 1 2 years to master it, be comfortable with it. But the important aspect is where you should start, and how much you need to learn to kind of be ready for the job, right? So start with the first one, JavaScript. So JavaScript is one of the core language for the web development, right? So JavaScript helps you with a lot of functionalities. All the interactions which you see over here, mostly done through JavaScript. And in fact, the MERN stack, right? The stack which you need to learn, I will talk about that in a detail here in front-end development. All of those are based on JavaScript as the base language, like React JS. JS is short form of JavaScript. Node.js, JS is a short form of JavaScript. So JavaScript is the core language which you should know. Now, bit of DSA. Now, as a DSA, you might have heard about, and there is this very common question I see all in all the sessions, that DSA, what should be the level of DSA? Should I learn everything? Because DSA in itself is very vast, right? So what all things are important as a fresher? If you are looking for first job, then what all things are important over here? So in DSA, you have mostly questions will come around arrays and strings, sorting, searching. So all these are important. The topics which you can see, these are the important topics you should be familiar with, and these are asked in interview as well. Now, once you have covered JavaScript, you can use JavaScript as a language as well to solve the DSA questions. Now, this is also something, lot of debate on YouTube, lot of debate on different platforms. You will hear that no, you should learn Java for DSA, you should learn Python for DSA, or everything. But one thing I'll tell you for sure, that companies we are dealing with, they don't care much about which language you are using. There are few companies, I'll not say that 100% of them they don't care, but it's a ratio of the very skewed 95 versus 5. 95% companies, they don't care about which language you use. Are you able to solve the problem? That's what their mindset is. 5%, they are very stringent, or no, in my system Java is there, you have to solve it using Java, etc., etc. So that is how it works. But 95% time, it's something where you are sorted if you use even JavaScript for DSA. Why you should not learn a new language? Because JavaScript in itself is very, it's very deep in terms of understanding. So if you go and learn Java as well, or if you learn Python, it's going to be extra burden for you. So if you are aiming for, let's say, 6 to 8 months, you should start with JavaScript. You should get into DSA of JavaScript, then you get into front end development, where you have web design. How do you do that? React.js foundations, Next.js foundations, life cycle and React hooks. These are the things. Error handling, debugging, and unit testing. I have to emphasize my whole point here, that error handling, debugging, and unit testing, these three are very very important in React.js, because as an application you should also know how to handle the error, or if you see any error, how to find it and ensure that it is not there for the next time, right? So this is something which you have to understand in these languages. Then you go to backend development, where you learn about Node.js, CRUD operation, create, read, update, and delete. So when you interact with the databases and try to send the data over there, you have these terms. You create the data, you read the data, you update, delete, etc., etc. So you deal with those databases on cloud. That is where you have to learn MongoDB, MariaDB for SQL, then web services, Node.js, Express.js. These are the terms which you should be clear about. Lastly, you have to understand that backend, front end. Maybe as a fresher, you might not need very in-depth understanding of backend. You might not need very in-depth understanding of the backend systems, but front end you should be comfortable, and basics of backend you should know, right? And that is where it comes in picture, where you go into the deployment of it. You understand the end-to-end things, the four aspects. As a fresher, you don't have to be master in all. You have to be master in one, and rest three you should know how to handle it, right? That's how you start. You master one, that is application development, right? But you should have the understanding of rest 3 to a certain level. And that's where the last module comes in picture, where you have the understanding of project life cycle, so how it comes from development to the production. Then you have Azure as a platform. How do you design scalable systems? So when I say scalable system, so here a lot of serverless architectures are there. When your user from 0 to, let's say, 1 lakh, if suddenly it happens, then how your system will respond to it, login, integration, UI UX design principles, all these are part and parcel of understanding the whole sum of any project, how it is executed, right? So this is where you started JavaScript. Then you have MERN stack. You guys can go to Alma Better website, explore either masters or certification in web development. You will get all these topics. Now it's all on you. If you want to start your journey, these topics are given to you in detailed manner, just for the sake of ensuring that you guys can at least start your journey, start exploring it. Now this is for cloud computing. So just giving you a brief about it. Now we this masters in computer science, specialization in cloud computing, we have the modules which kind of takes you to a next level altogether, where you understand about the cloud, you understand about the API, the rest three which I was talking about, right? API, cloud, and security systems or DevOps. These all things you get into the in the depth of it when you get to the specialization track, right? You can see DevOps, low level design, advanced cloud computing, so you understand things in depth. And lastly, you have industry immersion track, which kind of gives you the opportunity to work on a paper where you submit it as a thesis project, and it is evaluated by our partner Wolf University to kind of give you the final degree. That's how what you have to work on. Now we have certain time, and in that time we can cover this much. Now all you have to do is further explore it. My whole point is to guide you, to show you a direction, and then after that you can go and explore and understand how do you take it forward. Now there are few things which we have we are going to integrate. Those are the new things like AI for developers as an elective will be added in from April. You will have technical product management as well, system security, little bit more understanding about that. That will be added in the program in April month. So these are the things for the need of the company. That's how we work. So if companies are asking, if companies we see that they have now transitioned to this, we integrate it and we take it forward like this. Now, there are some key highlights which I already mentioned most of things, not getting into the intricacies of it. After my piece, Weber will be coming in, and then there will be admission counselor. If you want to guys ask further, if you want to get something else also clarified, anything you have in your mind, you can discuss with admission counselor as well regarding the intricacies, process, and learning how it happens at Alma Better. That person can help you with the best, right? So we have certain things which I want to highlight, where communication sessions, you should know how to communicate your application, what you have done. Then you have coding competitions, live doubt support. So these are the things which you will be getting if you start your journey, which helps you with, or which kind of pushes you as well and makes you all round kind of become ready and confident for the interviews which you are going to sit for, right? Now Alma X, there is one more thing, not getting too much into detail as of now, but Alma X is something where you kind of become available, or you become ready for further policing. So you learn hard skills during your foundation track. All the things which I talked about around these skills, those are hard skills, technical skills. But you need to work on your soft skills as well. Work on your resume. Work on your interviews, where we did do mock interviews. So all those things happens in Alma X. Not getting into too much intricacies of this, as I mentioned, admission counselor will take it forward in just some time. So, lastly, this is where our guest will come in. Weber will share his story. So, this is whatever you have heard until now from me, right? I gave you a perspective of as a team, as a manager, my team, and Alma Better, and my previous organization, American Express, Blackbuck, how they have been working, and I, as a machine learning engineer, working for backend engineer also for some time, how I interacted, what were my experience. That is what I covered until now. Now, it will be very interesting to hear about what Vaibhav has to say, what has been his journey. So, I will welcome him on stage in just 1 minute. Just hang on with it, guys. So, just give 1 minute. Vaibhav is joining in just 1 minute. Yeah. Hello, Vaibhav. Meanwhile, guys, tell me, how are you guys able to understand? Vaibhav is joining in just 1 minute. Hello, 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 Ahmad. Hello. So you guys can tell me, until here, have you guys understood? Right? Have you guys understood what developers do? What is their work? Give a quick thumbs up if you guys are able to understand until here. Okay, at least you got the overview of it. These recordings and everything will be available to you. But give a quick thumbs up, guys. Now, Vaibhav is here. Hey, Vaibhav, are you able to hear me? Great.
Yeah.
Thank you
Can you
so much,
guys hear
Vaibhav.
me?
Thank you so much for joining in. And guys, please give
I'm
a
having
big round
some
of.
network issues because,
Yeah,
yeah.
no worries, no worries. Let's take it forward. I'm able to hear you, and I'm sure everybody is able to hear Vaibhav. Vaibhav, are you able to hear Vaibhav? Can you guys give a quick thumbs up? Just doing a quick check, then Vaibhav can take it forward. All right, Vaibhav. Thank you so much. Welcome to the stage, and stage is all yours. Thank you so much. I'll take myself out of it.
Yeah. So, yeah. Hello, everybody. So, I was actually in Alma Meta's first batch of web development. So, we started, I think it was in 2022 or something. And should I switch to Hindi if that's the issue? If somebody from Alma Meta team can help me with this. Okay, Hindi chalega sabko. Okay, no, let's continue. ठीक है. Okay, got it. So, I started in basically 2022 as the first batch of Alma Beta for web development. And like to give you a brief background about me, so I did my engineering in electronics and telecommunications from Government Aurangabad. So as you can see कि मेरे पास उतना option नहीं था. I did not have the exposure to coding in that sense because like what we dealt with was embedded systems and such. So basically the ICs that you use, that your phone uses, that your laptop uses, that goes into the electronics wala domain. So for me to transition between that and this was a big deal. And uh, another issue was that I actually pursued for civil services for 3 to 4 years. So as you can see, I passed out in 2018, and in 2022, I was preparing for UPSC and civil services. After which I got into Alma Beta. So you have to realize that IT is one such domain, or I feel any career that you would be choosing, a gap is seen like a big issue if you are going to be like कि okay, I graduated from my college and I got into a job. If there is a big gap in between, let's say more than 2 years, you need to explain it. You have to tell the interviewer कि वो gap क्यों था, and that becomes an issue when especially you are in IT. So for me, Alma Beta stood as that pillar which gave the interviewers and the HR the confidence that this person actually has the skills. So I would say ki when you are looking into this all sort of thing, whatever Alok just told you have to then think about what you are bringing forth more skills than anybody else in the first place. So, if I want to explain कि okay, अब gap year भी हो गया, no computer science का domain हो गया. So how did I even get into web development in the first place? So I would rather say कि I was always intrigued by computers, but I did not have the right access, I would say, to that form of thing that goes into creation. So like अगर तुम गेम खेल रहे हो तो you are better what you call computer enthusiast than like half of the people out there. Uh, you know stuff. You don't understand that you know stuff because for you it's such a small thing. But then you realize when you start looking around that you understand stuff, that you know such things that are seen as quite a big things. And when you get into coding, after when you actually have the interest in this sort of situation and this sort of field, you start to think about it in much more analytical way. So right now, I think I assume that you guys have not started anything or you don't know exactly how code, yeah, like coding is seen as such a, by some people it's seen as like you are writing some gibberish, and some people it's like very highly intellectual thing. It's somewhere in between, in my opinion, because you are nothing but giving directions to your computer, to the through the language. So in this case, let's say JavaScript or TypeScript if you are using a wrapper basically. So you are nothing but giving them the directions, the logical interpretation, and the commands to do a follow a set of stuff. That is nothing but coding in the first place. But the thing is, computers are dumb. Okay. So I would like you to, when after the session is done, you can go and check on YouTube. There's a funny video of saying that a father is doing a test with his children. All they have to do is write a set of instructions for him to get a jam out of the jar, place it on the bread, and eat it. So just go and search something like this. You will find a video. Just watch it. That is the apt definition of what coding is. So if you are interested, first of all, anybody who is actually interested in coding has to be interested in the first building stuff, second logical interpretation, and problem solving. So if you think you won't get a dopamine rush for the first time when you wrote your hello world program, I personally think coding is not for you. Like, I'll be honest, I don't want to be that person giving you key, oh, this and that. But basically, if you are solving a problem, and you don't get a dopamine rush through it, it's not for you, and it's fine. It's completely okay. But this has to be there, because the things you will be tackling on a daily basis will get monotonous very quickly, because you will be like, oh, I did this yesterday, and now I have to do it this way. And then there are some changes that keeps coming up. So how do I keep going on? That is called burnout. So if you don't have an interest, you will burn out really quickly. And then I would say ki, this, I don't want to get into my personal specific background just because it won't be that helpful for you guys. I want you to understand rather about development and how developers work. So the next thing I want you to understand is ki how your learning would be different from your actual work experience in the industry in the first place. So as Alok was talking about scalability and stuff, I would like to tell you that I started as like I was placed in a company. I then did a switch, and I went into a startup where I was a part of two developers in the team, like the startup, and one of them was the CTO itself. So we too had to figure out the entire system design, all that stuff. And is not easy. So when I tell you that, it means that okay, you have, as a fresher or as somebody who has just learned coding, you might think, okay, I have to write a code. I have to do a thing. So let's say your job, for example, let's say you are employed at Facebook. Your job is to write a post, to build a feature to write a post and post it on your Facebook wall. Simple enough feature. So when you start, you will be like, okay, I have to write a code that will take whatever the input is from the user and save it in the database and fetch it whenever somebody goes there. Simple enough. Now comes the hard part. Now comes that what happens if 10,000 users are posting at the same time and you have one server. There it goes into DevOps. So then you will have to figure out, okay, if I have one server and I have 10,000 users, or let's say 1 lakh users, it will crash. It is definitely going to crash. Okay. So because you get so many requests that the server is not able to handle it. So then you go and you split the servers. Then you go into technical stuff like, okay, Jenkins ho gaya, Nginx ho gaya, stuff like this. So basically what you will do, you will split the 10,000 users into 3 servers. So each server will have like 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. That's it. So, so that's how you go on building stuff. And that is one of the reasons I tell any fresher or any person who is just starting to code to start thinking about scalability from the first point of view. So you should not be thinking, oh, I have to do this for one person at a time. You are actually creating a program that should be able to handle any sort of thing. So that's what a program is. Otherwise, it's a machine. So what I understood, what I there was a reel I saw actually that said, ki, okay, if you build a fan, so it's only going to cool down the air. But if you build a program to cool down the air, you will have AC, then you will have temperature control, then you will have stuff. So that is what is different from a software and a machine. Because your software, if your software is not able to handle the changes that are required, it does not make any sense. And Uh, so far, this has been my. So I've been working in this company for I complete like 2 years in this upcoming November, and I'm currently SG2. I'm leading a team of 3 developers. So in this case, you might think, okay, as a 2 year experience, well, I think you must not understand that level of stuff that somebody from 5 years can experience. But the thing is, when you're building something from scratch, you have to talk to people who have that experience. And I've talked to people from like the big companies, like, what are the top three PwC and all of those stuff. Like crazy. It's difficult out there. And I think if you are not upscaling yourself, if you're not learning every single day about something new, you are going to really be having a hard time in this. So if you are ready for all of this stuff that I told you, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to say, "Ki, okay, you cannot do this." I'm saying you will have to do this if you are going to be in this field. That is a harsh reality, and that is something that you cannot slack off on. And I think if you guys have any questions, we can take those up because I don't want to be taking so much time on my personal experience rather than I would like to have this one with the students itself.
Great, 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 Vav. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your insights. And it was quite interesting because a couple of points which I mentioned, which I'll mention over here, which standed out, right? So first thing, which you mentioned about the interest, right? The dopamine, which when you
Yeah,
hit, when you write the code, right? You have to have that love for it because whenever you start it, right? You are very naive. You try to kind of get into this field. And initially, that might look very simple. Writing just a hello world might look
yeah,
simple, but you have to keep this in mind that this is just a start, right? And see, I have now stepped into the world of coding, right? And
yeah,
these, this particular point, if I say, guys, it's so important because at the end, which you mentioned, that there will be a lot of things you will be doing. You will be talking to seniors, you will be talking to people who have a lot of experience, and you have to make sense of what you are saying. That's the
correct.
difficult part. They might be
Yeah,
saying something and you do not understand, so you have to put it in a such a manner that at least they will explain. Of course, if you're not able to understand, they will explain, but then also you should know what type of questions should be asked and how you should ask the question,
correct.
right? So that phase, which let's say, Vaibhav, right now you are handling, to reach that phase, that interest in dopamine, getting that dopamine is very important. And that happens right
Yeah,
from the start, that I'm going to do something very interesting. Right now, it's the start phase, and let's get on with it. Right? That's how it works.
correct.
And as a
Yeah.
developer, one thing which is very sure, that your mind will always be occupied about how do I solve this? How do I solve this? How do I, right? It's
And
always
it's not going to be in the office hours. I'm telling you that it will be, you will be in that sense of after office hours as well. Ki, okay, I'm stuck here. What is something that I can do? And you get it at the most random timing. You get a
correct.
fix, but it's always at a random time.
Right, right,
But
right.
if you
And
don't love it, it's not going to happen.
correct. And also, sometimes what I have seen during my days of coding, and right now, I mostly look at the design of it. But when I was into coding, I remember this, like, lot of times you get the solution when you come out of it, right? You keep
Yeah.
on hitting it, and something or the other going wrong, then you come out of it, just spend some time outside and think, and you will find the solution. It can be a really simple solution out of everything which you have devised, right? So it's a very interesting phase altogether. When you get
Yes.
into this whole journey, it makes your life as one more friend is always with you, and that is solving the problem in tech, whatever application you're working on, right? All right, so let's get on with the questions which students have posted, right? One very
Sure.
let's start with this question which Subham has asked. How did you tackle the gap year question in an interview? And this is again very legit question. Lot of students, lot of people they have in mind. right? If and people, they generally, if they are right after the college or in the college, it's fine for them, they have options, they want to take it forward. But when
Yeah.
they have, let's say, got into some kind of preparation, right? Like whether you started preparing for UPSC and then you decided to get in this
Yeah.
particular field, so how did you kind of tackle all those? That is something I think you will be the best person to answer this.
So first of all, like just be honest. First of all, like don't try to hide that you had a gap year, because it's very easy right now for HRs to find your history in the first place. So there's no point lying through it. What you can do is tell them why that decision was taken and how you got to this point that you want to enter this industry in the first place, whatever company you are applying to. It's the simplest thing that you can do because it won't come back to you and if you lie today and then something else comes up and they discover, it's always going to be a much harder point. Rather just be honest with it, tell them that this was the reason I took a gap year, this is the reason why I want to get into it. And at the end it comes down to luck. You might be like, there might be some companies who are not ready to take gap year students, and that's completely fine, you just have to let go of them. But there will always be people who would be seeking for people with skills rather than a gap year and these red tapeism wala things. Ki, okay, if this guy has skills, I'm ready to hire him. And you should be the person that has skills then. If you have a gap year, your priority should be on developing skills that interviews would overlook over your gap and would rather prefer your skills in that thing. It's all because the HR interview is always going to be the last one. If your technical interviews are so good that the technical managers are like, I want this guy here, the HR cannot do anything regarding your gap year in the first place. So you just have to be that person who has the skills.
Right, right. And Vaibhav, you have answered it very rightly. So 2 points actually, which you have mentioned, that itself everybody has to keep it in mind, right? The
Yeah,
first point is, if you have a gap year, first of all, don't think that you have done something wrong. It's fine, right? It's fine. You took out your time for some other thing, you explored it, whatever happened, whatever happened in that particular thing. Now you are in this, right? Now you are in the game, and you have to work on your skill. You have to work on the portfolio. Your resume should have really good projects and portfolio which will back it up, right? That's the
correct.
one very important thing wherever you mentioned. And then second, this will help you. So once you have portfolio and projects, this will help you get shortlisted. And the second thing would be, when you are there in interview and if you're asked question about the gap year, ensure that you are honest. Ensure that every phase of your life gives you something to learn. Focus on that, right? When you were preparing for UPSC, right, Vaibhav, there were a lot of
Yeah,
things which you have learned. It might not be just the core of the syllabus of UPSC. You learn a lot of softer skills as well. Let's say, how do
correct,
you kind of focus for long hours, right? How do you
correct.
kind of get yourself, very in habitual manner or very routine manner? How do you approach something? That is not
Yeah,
possible for a lot of people. But if you prepare for something which has so big of a syllabus, then in that case you have to be in routine, you have to plan it out, you have to execute in certain manner. And if you take that framework over here, it becomes super easy to kind of take it forward,
correct.
right? Great. So let's next question, let me just check it. So what are the opportunities for web developer? This is something, Weber, what do you think?
Yeah, like web development, I would say, is not like such a specific field that as people perceive it to be. So, web developer is somebody who's building web apps. You go into a company that is doing web apps and software apps, you would be working in that as well. It depends on the team. So, it's not like, okay, you start with as a web developer and you have to stay as a web developer. You can right now, like if I say I know JavaScript and let's say I know Node.js and Express, MongoDB, it's easy for me to get into Python as well. So the first company I was working on they were working on Python and Django and SQL. So it did not take me long because the inherent logic is the same. The syntax differs. There are some things that you have to learn. But it's not like, okay, if I started as a web developer, I have to continue as a web developer. You can get into application development, you can get into mobile development, mobile app development, mobile gaming. It's just another thing for you after that. So it's just what skills you pick up, what languages you want to learn, what is that something that you want to get into. It's just at your mercy at that point.
Correct. Yeah,
So
yeah.
the opportunities are endless. It's just what you want to do in that.
Correct. So it's all about you get into this field. right? You have certain skills to start with,
Correct.
but then the ocean is there, right? You maybe lot of different
Yeah.
languages, lot of different stacks, and every company now they are on internet, right? They have some sort of application, either they are
Yeah.
using third party or their own. There are all everybody is now, all the businesses, I can 100% tell you this, all the businesses are
Correct.
on internet, living out few unorganized, let's say, sector, but they're also it's penetrating as of now, right? So this is what the
Correct.
reality is. If you have to get into tech, there are a lot of things which you will be exploring over the time, but opportunities are endless, lot of opportunities in different fields, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a one question from my end
Yeah.
which I want to ask, and I want to understand your
Yeah.
perspective over there. And lot of people in lot of different sessions they ask also. So what do you think this impact of AI would be? So a lot of times you see over out on internet, people generally they say that AI will replace developers, data scientists, or tech person. What are your views on that?
I would say ki, like it's first of all, we have no idea how it's going to be in the future. But even if that's the case, AI will replace, even if we say ki AI will replace developers, it would be those developers who have those little bit of skills which do not even comprehend to be called as developers. So it's basically like if you are doing something and your job is not to create that code, your job is to understand the logic and write it down in that way. That is something where the developer's mind, a human mind comes in. So for example, I can tell any AI to build for example, my company that I'm currently working is building a reconciliation platform. So it's basically to track your money flow and stuff. Now, I can tell AI to build an app similar to that, and it will probably build it. But it does not understand the intricacies and the edge cases that are there for each marketplace. That's where a developer comes in. That's where a human mind comes in to see what is there. So these things are something that AI will definitely not able to do, and this is where the human aspect comes in. So fine, if people believe that AI can replace, it might replace the lower level developers who have no idea of what is going on in the first place. So it's like what is it does not matter at that point. You just have to upskill to the point where AI cannot replace you.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
very
just
right on point.
that easy,
Yeah, very
but
right.
it needs hard work. It, it just needs hard work. There's nothing else.
For sure. So what point you started with, that I 100% agree. So nobody knows right now how it will turn out, right? At what level AI will
Yeah,
reach, and what will be the overall impact of this? Because the big gurus and big tech person, Elon Musk, they all of them have different ideologies, right? Some of them they say that it will kind of
correct.
contribute to other jobs, right? There will be a lot of new jobs that will be coming out, and some say that no, overall the number
Yeah,
of employment will or opportunities will go down, but it will go somewhere in between, right? It will always be somewhere in the between. It will never be
yeah,
one side which will be like very corner side, right? Either there will be lot of things coming
correct,
out, or there is
correct.
nothing. It's never going to be like that. There has to be a combination of AI plus human in this
Yeah,
system, because it's not just about you ask and
yes.
AI will give you. What to ask is something who will tell, right?
Yeah,
What to ask is what we do, right? That
yeah,
is
yeah.
what we understand.
Obviously.
Correct.
Correct.
Right, so that's at the end, somebody has to be there to understand what is there and what should be the actual thing which we should be solving. And then for that solution there can be aid of
Yeah,
AI that will be there to help you with code debugging or something or the other. It will just make your life easier on the other side, which is uglier side, the part where we have to as a human be
correct.
always, there is skin in the game, right? If there is a problem we have to solve it, then we are
Yes.
there as a person who will be putting our mind to devise a solution, and then to make it kind of coded and making it available for the user, there will be help of AI at different points. That's how it is going to
Yeah.
be. All right, so Vaibhav, this is where we are going to end from our end, right? I can see most of the questions we have already
Sure.
answered, right? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Vaibhav, one last question, I think. How much time you took to
Yeah.
complete your whole course? Just one last question we can take and then say goodbye.
Uh, I think it was 9 months to 10 months something, because 2 months after that I was in Almax, and 2 months after that it took me for the placements. So like 10, 12, and 12, like 14 months I was done with complete thing, including placements.
Got it. Got it. All right. So, Vaibhav, thank you so much for taking out of your time. right? On weekend specifically, right? Go enjoy your weekend. And thank you so much. On behalf of
That's
students
right.
as well, I want to say you thank you
Thank you.
because I'm sure they have learned something, they have gotten some direction in this particular session. It's going to be worth of their time. Thank you so much. Now, everyone,
Thank you
guys,
for having me.
yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mehboob. So, guys, now admission counselor we have Harshita. So, Harshita will be joining on stage. She will be taking you through on different questions you might have around the program, and just be here if you want to kind of understand more about the alma mater and the programs, and if you want to take it forward in terms of discussion, just ask your questions over here. Understand things in a very clear manner. Take this opportunity to have discussion with Harshita. Harshita, welcome to the stage. Thank you so much.
Yeah, hi, Alok. Thank you so much. I'll take it from here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Take care. Have a nice weekend. Thank you, Harshita. Please,
Oh,
the stage is
okay.
all
Thank you
yours.
so much. Okay, so hi everyone. Let me introduce myself first here. Like my name is Harshita Gaur, and I have been working here with Alma Viter from past 1 year as an admission counselor. So students, aspirants who come to our platform, looking to achieve their goal, right? Planning for their career, looking for a growth, looking for a job in a market. So we help them. So I'm exactly going to do the same thing here in the session. Just yes. Okay. I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Yeah. So let me just show you. Okay. So first we'll discuss about Alma Better, like what exactly we do in Alma Better. In Alma Better, students who are coming to our platform, we help them with their career. We provide them a career guidance, how they can plan their journey here in Alma Better, how they need to focus on upskilling, where they need to focus, what is really important to get a job in a market. So we help on those part. We provide you complete upskilling projects here. So I'll show you each and everything here. So, okay. So, Alma Better is a community first learning platform where student can do study in group, do projects in team, and get ready for the job. Okay. We basically help you out. We provide you the learning here. We provide you the complete live classes here. You learn with us, with your peers here. You have a group where you learn, you take the live classes, you can connect with your batchmates, you will do some projects here, you will take the exposure with different companies here. Plus, after having all the skills, all the experience, we also help you out with the job opportunities here. We have 700 plus companies who hire through us, which are in which we are having multinational companies, growing startups. So there we provide you the opportunities. So we also make you ready first for the job opportunities. Yeah. So in start, we will start from industry relevant curriculum covering topics here. As Alok have showed you the curriculum, what we are covering here, where you need to focus, right? So we'll start from very basic level till advanced. We'll teach you each and everything. If you're not having any prior knowledge in coding, if you're not having any practices from a longer time, someone who's coming with career gap, right? If that person is not in practices, so we'll start from very basic level. We'll start each and everything from scratch, and when we will teach you till advanced level. 100 per plus live classes with lifetime access to recorded lecture. Will Your first class is always going to be the live class. You're going to take here, there are 3 days classes, Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and your first class is always going to be live. Okay. In case if you guys are not able to take the live classes, then you can access to the recording, and the recording classes are like lifetime access with you. So in future, after 1 year, 2 years, if you want to recall, rebrush your skills, you can access to our program itself. Your classes, live classes hours are very flexible for the working professional. If someone is working professional who is upgrading themselves or who want to start their career into computer science background, into full stack web development, so we are having very flexible time here, 8 to 10:30 p.m. It's an evening batch where you can easily access to the live classes. 20 plus capstone project along with 100 plus 1000 plus coding problems and assessment. So 20 plus capstone projects we are providing you here. These are like real time projects what we are providing you with different companies like Amazon, Netflix, Uber, LinkedIn, Zomato, YouTube. So like these top-notch companies we are offering you, they are real-time projects we are offering you where you will work on front end, back end, some DSA problem statements you are going to solve. So these kind of a real-time projects we are providing you, because when you're going for any job opportunity in nowadays, like if you're giving any interviews, companies are looking for exposure, real-time projects. So here you will get 20 plus projects, and you will work after completion of every module. You will start working on the real-time projects here, so that you can understand how you need to work, where you need to focus, and how exactly after learning skills, how you need to exactly execute with those. Also, whenever you're learning, when you are having the live classes, 3 days classes are there. So for alternative days, we are also offering you 1,000 plus coding problems and assessments here, so that you can practice on a daily basis. You will be on the learning process every day, and with this problem coding problem statement, you can have better understanding, as well as you can practice a lot. Daily doubts resolution sessions along with one-on-one mentorship session we are offering you here. So a daily doubt resolutions are there, like we are offering you one-on-one classes on Monday to Saturday except Sunday, from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. One-on-one sessions are there where you can join one-on-one classes, and you can clear your doubts with subject matter experts here who have more experience in the market. They are going to help you out here with up proper doubts. Whatever doubts you're getting, they'll be going to assist you in one-on-one level. Plus we are also providing you one-on-one mentorship session here with people who are having experience, who are having more experience, 10 to 15 years of experience they're already having into market. They're working into industry like Microsoft, they're working in Google, they're working in Flipkart. These top companies they are working with, they are going to, you have to book a session with them. They're going to help you out on one-on-one level, related to career guidance, related to whatever need you need, help regarding resume building, you need help related to mock interviews. They are here to help you out. So you can connect with people who are very experienced, who are working into industry from the longer run. You can connect with them, and they're here to help you out with career guidance, with roadmap, how you can plan your journey exactly. Then we are also offering you 50 plus mock interviews with dedicated career coach. So as you guys are aware that we have Elma X here in Alma Beta, where we help you out with guaranteed placement. We have opportunity that if you're giving your 100% in the program, you're doing proper upskilling, you're taking proper exposure in capstone projects. So we have 100% guaranteed placement option here. So we provide you 50 plus mock interviews related to technical round, screening round, managerial round, HR rounds. We prepare you pretty well here. Plus, we also offer you a dedicated coach here. You get a dedicated coach according to your profile. That person will prepare you with your resume building, how exactly you need to build your resume according to your profile, your past experience, your education, right? Plus, we help you out with building your portfolio, your GitHub profile, your website. We help you out. We help you out with upgrading your LinkedIn profile as well. Plus, we will help you out with soft skill training, how you need to communicate, how you need to present yourself in interview here. Then we will also help you out with mock interviews. So these all will be done by the dedicated coaches here. You all guys will get a coach here who will help you out with interview preparation properly, so that you can be confident enough in interviews. Plus you can perform well. If you guys have all the idea about the interview at the first place, definitely you will give your 100%, you will give your best in interviews. And as I told you, 100% job guaranteed with 700 plus hiring partners we are having. I'll show you the partners what we are having. But yeah, we have companies who are currently hiring through us. Every month they're hiring through us in pan India. We have work from office, hybrid work from or job opportunities we are having. So we also help you out with the placements here. Again, learning activities, how exactly you guys are going to do. For technical skills, live classes are there. Your first class is always going to be live, so definitely live classes. Lab experiments we are offering you on the weekends, and project and assignments. You will get capstone project as well. You will get assessments as well. Thousand more than 1,000 plus coding problem assessments you will get here to practice on a daily basis. Again, group discussion is also there. So you guys will also get a WhatsApp group with your own batchmates, so that if you guys want to discuss anything, you can discuss over the WhatsApp groups, so that everyone can be part of it. For motivation and industry exposure, because now you're doing program, everyone is coming from different backgrounds. Someone who's completely fresher, who recently graduated, someone who's having a career gap, right? So for everyone, we have made this program so much flexible that you guys will get motivated every time, so that you will do your best in this program. So we are giving you one-on-one mentorship classes. For that, you can book yourself a mentorship classes with experienced people, so that they can guide you, motivate you, so that you can perform well. Plus we will also on a daily on a monthly base, we will offer you guest lectures here, so that you can be part of it. There will be guest lectures from IIT Guwahati. Professors, very experienced people will come here. They will give you some industry knowledge on different topics here. Community participation is also there. You will get people who have got placed through us, right? So they will come to our platform. They will also motivate you, how was their journey, how you can be also you can have the same journey that those people are right now living in, right? Then we are giving you mandatory for Elma X. Now someone who is looking for 100% guaranteed placement, we are giving Alma X opportunity to everyone. Okay, but there are something which is really important for LMIX, that is capstone project exposure is very much important, because companies are looking for those candidature only, those candidates only who are coming with experience, who have done some internship, some real time projects with company, who know how to work in the industry. They have some idea about it. So capstone project you will do for Elma X. And again, there is a competency challenges is there. There will be going to be a test where we will check your skills, which is ABCAT, Elma Better Comprehensive Aptitude Test. It's basically a test. Whatever we are teaching you, we will check your skills, so that we can understand where exactly you are right now. For that, so you need to score 60% for that. Now, these are the hiring partners we are having. 700, more than 700 plus hiring partners we are having. Like Amazon is there. Amazon is currently the bigger, it's like a bigger hiring partner with us, who's hiring on a every month. They are hiring more than 40-50 students through us in different profiles. So we are having so many companies. Amazon, Uber, Novartis is here, Myntra is here, Vedantu. So we are having more than 700 plus companies, multinational companies, startups are there, who are actually top-notch companies in the market, who are basically your dream companies which you want to join, right? So these companies are here, who are looking for a proper structure skills, proper exposure in the market, right? So we are offering you that, and after that we will also help you out to get into these companies. See, you can see we are also having fintech, like we are also having HSBC, CoinDCX. So there are a lot of companies we are having. Cognizant is there, HDFC is there. So you guys can also join these companies by doing a proper upskilling, by taking a proper exposure. You can also join these kind of companies. So this is basically a salary distribution here, like how much package students are usually getting. So this is basically for the certification program we are offering into full stack web development. So students who are coming to our platform, who are completely fresher, who are not having any experience, who are recently graduated. So the package is started from minimum package what we offer, that is a 5 LP of package, and average package goes around 8 to 9 LP right now for the certification. If you guys are planning for certification into full stack web development, then the minimum package what we are guaranteeing you, that though no company will offer you less than 5 LPA in our platform. This is the guaranteed package what we provide you on written. Okay, but this is the minimum package. Now it depends how best you're giving the interview. We are actually the targeted packages which students are taking here right now, it is 8 to 9 LP. This is the average package which people are getting. So again, Alok have told you about the master's program what we are having in cloud computing, where we covered the web development plus your specialization is specifically into cloud computing, right? So someone who is going with the master's program, their package starts from the minimum package what we offer, that starts from 8 LPA, because when someone who is master's holder, definitely company gives more value to the people who are coming with the master's degree. So the minimum package there starts from 8 LPA in masters, and average per package lies in between 10 to 15 LPA here in the masters. Now meet your instructors and mentors. These are the basically instructors. So your instructors who are teaching you, they're also industry experts. They're working into industry. They have good experience in the market, as well as these people are the only one who are going to be your mentors on one-on-one session. So they will also guide you on one-on-one level. So you can see Rachit Jain is here, who's working as a data scientist in BCG. There is Ravi Ranjan, who is working as a data scientist. Sayan Dey is here, who's working as a data scientist consultant in Walmart. Along with it, there are so many consultants we are having. Neeraj Sharma is here, who's working as a developer in Microsoft company, who will teach you here. Jyotirmay Dev is here, who's a front-end developer into Apple. Vijay Singh is here, who's a principal engineer in Harman. So like this, we are having so many instructors. Here we have shown, few of the instructors who are teaching you, but there are so many instructors who are going to help you out. Now, these are some of the success stories, people who got placed. You have met one of the success story today itself in our session with Weber, right? Apart from this, there are so many people who got placed through us, because from past 4.5 years, we are focusing majorly on students to achieve their goal, how they can achieve their goals. So there are a lot of people on every year. Last year, if I'll tell you the record of last year, 2024, we have successfully placed 781 students in our platform with guaranteed placement, who got the minimum package as well, who got the average package in between 8 to 10 LPA. With masters, they have achieved a good package. The people have given got the package of 33, highest package they have received, 33 LPA in the market right now, who's not even having more than 5-6 years of experience, but they have achieved 33 LPA of package with this program. So now let me just show you the dashboard once, so that you can understand how exactly we are providing you all the things here in our platform. Okay. So this is how exactly your dashboard looks like when you are actually enrolled with us in our platform. So yes. So this is how your dashboard looks like. You can see on my left hand side, there are so many tabs are there, like home is there, learn, classroom, practices. So currently we are at home screen. So in home screen, you will get all the new updates related to your program. Like if there is any webinars, any seminar, you will get all updated in your home screen. When exactly your cohort is starting, when exactly your classes are, how many people are joining your batch, and who are aligning with Alma Better, who are joining Alma Better. So all the update you get in your home screen. You get all the success stories, someone who's getting placed, you will get, definitely you can see it on your home screen, your instructors, booking sessions, everything, every new update related to your class, people who have enrolled, related to the community who are getting placed, your webinars, seminars, everything you will get updated into home screen. Here we are giving in learn section you can access the recorded classes. Okay, so if you guys want to access the recorded classes, you can access it from learn section. Okay, here you can see everything in a structure way, like starting from introduction to JavaScript programming. Here you can start the program from here itself. Everything will be mentioned over here. Your whole 6 months of program is in recorded form here itself in learn. So you can start from here. Classroom is for the people. Classroom basically is for the live classes. So whenever you will start, whenever you will enroll, whenever you're taking your live classes, you can access it from the classroom itself. Okay. So as our batch is starting from 28th itself, 28th March, it is starting from. So once you will be, guys will be enrolled, you can see that your batch will be starting from 28. So it will be shown in classroom itself. So all the live classes you have to take from classroom itself. Now you guys can see the practices. These are the practices what we are offering you here. You can see here a lot of things are mentioned: coding problems, supplementary courses, coding assessment, quiz assessment. So coding problems, here you can see we are also offering you the, you can see how many all problems are there solved, how much you have solved, you can see it. Unsolved skills, you can filter out the skills here. You can filter out even companies. We are, even for the practices, we are offering you the companies assignments itself, like you can see from Swipe, HSBC, Meta, Free Charge, Airtel. So a lot of companies, top companies are there, Paytm is there, right? So you can filter out the companies here, and you can start doing the assessment. Here you can see the difficulty level, like this is the medium level. Chase on the number line is medium level difficulty is there. These are the easy. So when you're learning basic, you can go to the easy level. When you're learning intermediate, you can go to the medium level, and when you're learning to advanced level, then you can go to the hard level of assessment here. Here we also give you some supplementary courses. So if you guys are interested to get some additional certificate, right? So we also offer you some small programs here. These are already included in your course itself. So you can do these some small programs as well to utilize your free time and to get some more knowledge. Okay. So you guys can do these program. Definitely you will get some additional certification here by this. Here we are also offering you coding assessments. So now the thing is, you are taking classes, you're doing practices. Now you need to also evaluate yourself, like how you are doing things, right? Whether you are on a right track or not. You need some more practices. So you can only figure out when you are doing these kind of a coding assessments here. Mock tests are here from different companies: Airbnb, Amazon, Microsoft, Uber. Top companies are here. Plus we also give you quiz assessment, so that again you can evaluate yourself whether you are on a right track. In case if you're not able to score a good number, then you can have one-on-one classes here. You can take help from there, and they will guide you where you're going wrong, so that you can understand and figure it out. Okay. Now these are the major projects what we are offering you here in our platform itself. So these are basically, you can say these are the real time projects, the capstone projects what we are offering you for your own exposure. So these you can see practical software engineering and entertainment app you're getting here, right? So you can see there are so many projects from Zomato, YouTube. We are getting e-commerce backend project you're getting, which is related to backend development completely. Book My Show project is there, which is completely related to backend projects. So front end project is also there. So there are so many projects we are providing you right now. You can see there are like 19 projects right now available, which are real time projects. So once you're learning, when you're learning your program, right, when you're completing the modules here, right, so when you're completing the module, you will start working on the project, so that whatever you're learning, you can apply it on and get some exposure. Career, this is basically for the Elma X career track. This is basically a, this is, you can say this is 100% guaranteed placement where you will get from here itself, from career Elma X career track. Okay. Here it is a 3 months program. After completion of your certification, or when you're doing your masters, after that this is going to be a 3 months program where we will train you for the interviews completely. As I told you, you will get a career coach here. Okay, that coach will help you out with your resume building, with all the practices which I told you before going to the interview you'll be requiring. So these practices you will get here in Alma X in career part, but this will only start when you're completing your whole program. So when you're doing with certification is only for the 6 months duration, right? So once you'll be completing your 6 months program, then only you can start with the Alma X. with the guaranteed placement. Okay. When it comes to the masters, if someone who is going with the masters program, right? So master, what we are offering you, it is basically from one of the top university, that is the Wolf University, right? So it is a 12 months masters what we are providing you. So yeah, for 12 months masters, it's not required that you have to complete, yeah, you have to complete the you have to complete the 100% program. Then only you can, once you have completed the 12 months program, then only you can start with placement. It's not that much, we don't like, if you want you can do that as well, but we have another option. In 12 months we have divided into two parts, 6 months and 6 months. So you have to complete your initial 6 months, and then you can go with the Alma X. You can take the placement at first place. Along with it, you can continue your rest masters as well. That option we will also offer you. But yeah, you have to complete your initial 6 months in masters, then you can go with the placements. Okay. Then this is the mentorship. Again, you can book yourself a mentorship classes. As I told you, as I've said, that we are providing you industry experts on one-on-one level. You can take, so what, for which you can use exactly. For technical concepts, you can use the mentorship classes. For career guidance, if you have any questions related to career guidance, you want to understand how you can plan your journey. So for that, for mock interviews on one-on-one level, these people will help you. They're very experienced. They have given several interviews in their life, so they are very well aware what kind of a question company usually asks. So they will help you out with the mock interviews, plus they will also help you out with the resume building. Okay. Now there is one more exciting thing what we are offering you in our platform, that is job board. Okay. So this is basically, here in this job board, students who are enrolled with us, aspirants who are enrolled with us, those people can access this job board. Because right, so you can see, you can filter out here web development job opportunities. So you can see the companies who are currently hiring through us. We provide you all kind of a job opportunities on a daily basis. In every day, whatever the hiring we are getting, right, we are offering you here in our job portal. You can see UI front end developer job opportunity is in Ahmedabad, we are offering you. So all the pan India opportunity we are offering you. Full stack developer on-site job role is there in Bangalore. On-site you have to go. So there are a lot of job opportunities we give you on a daily basis, so you can start applying from here as well. Okay. So right now you can see 2456 job opportunities are out there right now with us, who are hiring through us from past 1 or 2 months. Okay. So this was all. Just a second. Okay. So let me just show you two more things. Just a second, I'm sharing my screen. Yes. So these are the basically two, these are the certification programs what we are offering in our platform. Okay, you guys can see these things over Alma Better website as well. You can log into almabetter.com. So these are the two certification programs what we are offering you. One is premium, second is an iconic. In premium, we are basically we are offering you two certification here. One is from Alma Better into full stack web development. Okay. Second, we are also providing you Microsoft Azure Developer Certificate here. We will provide you the voucher here to give the examination. Plus, we will also prepare you for the examination. Okay. So the total price for this program is 50,000 plus GST. 18% GST is there. So total it is 59,000 right now. Okay. In iconic is basically affiliated with IIT program, which is affiliated with ENICT Academy. Okay, so we are basically certifying you from IIT Guwahati here. Okay, you will get a certification into full stack web development from IIT with their from their academy, ENICT Academy. Plus you will also get Alma Better certification here into full stack web development. Plus, we will also give you an opportunity for the Microsoft certification here into AI developer. Okay, so definitely here also you will get the voucher. So the total price here from in this iconic is 75,000 plus GST. That is 88,500, in which you will be going to get certified from IIT, which is a major certification here. Okay, plus you will get some additional benefit here when if you're getting certified from IIT. So definitely you will get some additional benefits like webinar seminars you will get from IIT from their professors every month. Plus you will also you are learning the upgraded curriculum according to the market, because IIT is well known for the upgraded curriculum, right, according to the industry. Plus you will also have opportunity to get to take immersion. If you guys want to visit IIT Guwahati, you can visit for 2 days. That opportunity also you're getting here. You can meet the faculty and everything over there. Now this is the tuition fee for the live classes, for the recorded classes, access for one-on-one session, for one-on-one doubt clearing session on for every day, for projects what we are offering you, and the assessments what we are offering you. And placement assistance is definitely included, but people who are looking for placement guarantee, definitely you guys have to go with the test in certification, which is ABCAT, where you get 5 attempts in total. Okay, where you need to score 60%. Whatever you're learning, you have to give we are going to ask you the exactly same thing in the test itself. But yeah, once you're giving test, there is an ISA, income sharing agreement, which you need to sign with us, where we will give you on paper guarantee that we are guaranteeing you the placement here. Okay, but once you will take the placements, the minimum package, as I've told you, the minimum package in certification, that is 5 LP. There is no package below than 5 LP here in the certification which is offered. But you guys can target, always you can target the average package, that is 8 to 9 LP here in our platform with the certification. So once you guys will get the placements, you have to pay the certain charges to us, because it's a guaranteed placement. We are making sure that you guys are getting into top notch companies here. So if you guys are choosing the premium plan, you guys have to pay us after placement. You have to pay us 2,20,000. Like either you can pay in one shot or you can pay monthly. That is 10,000. You can pay for 22 months. Okay. In Iconic, it is basically we are charging you 1,50,000, because the program is from IIT Guwahati. So definitely, when you're certifying from IIT, you have the plus point that company will approach you at the first place, right? So this plus point you're getting here, that's why we are charging you less. That is 1,50,000. We are charging you 10,000 for 15 months. We are charging you in total here. Okay. So this is the total what we are charging you in short. Yeah. And for the masters, let me show you for the masters as well. Just give me a minute. I'll share this screen for the masters program. So this is the total charges for the master's program, masters, which you're getting from Wolf University. It is basically a 12 months masters you're getting from Wolf University. Plus, this university is European accredited. Plus, it is located in UK. And second, you are also going to get 90 credit points here, which will benefit you in future if you're moving abroad for the job opportunity. Definitely, it will benefit you. This degree is valid in India and 60 other countries as well. Okay. Now the thing is, in with this degree you will also get certification from IIT Guwahati here. Plus you will also get certification from Alma Beta. Plus you will also get certification from Microsoft Azure AI. So the total charges what we are charging you here in the master, that is 2,80,000 plus GST. Okay, so this is the complete charges what we are offering you. Just yeah. So, guys, this is all about the program, but I have something special for you all, guys, to share with you. So, let me just show you. Okay, so this is basically a discount what we are offering you, because you all guys have joined the master class with us. So this is a special discount what we are offering you here. This is a coupon code what we are providing you for the master's program. So you guys, if you guys are interested, you can utilize this coupon code as well. So anything, guys, any questions, anything you guys want to ask, any doubt you are having? Okay. Um Okay. So will this time period of course be considered as experience or just a study period? So basically, what we are offering you here, the projects what we are providing you, it's for your exposure. So definitely we will also offer you the internship certificate here in our platform, that this with these companies you have worked with us. So definitely, if you are doing these kind of a project, so you can show the experience as well here. So this is not a like a completely, you're not just doing the study, you're also taking the exposure here in our platform. Okay. So definitely we will also offer you the internship certificate, so you can show the experience here. From where we will get projects for hands-on to show in platform. Yeah, so basically the projects what you are getting, these are the company's project what we are providing you, from Uber, Zomato, Airbnb, Amazon we are providing. So you will show in portfolio that you have worked on their data, you have worked on their project itself here in this. Basic difference between certificate and master course apart from salary package and time duration. Okay, so Sagar, this is, yeah, this is really important. This is really important that okay, so about the certificate, the difference between the certificate and the masters is basically, see, certification is not an education, basically it is an achievement that you are upskilling yourself, right? Someone who is recently graduated, or someone who is, you know, who's having 1 or 2 years of career gap, that person can go for the certification. That person will definitely get benefit for that from certification as well, that he's upskilling, he has done some projects. Okay. But masters is a completely, it's a degree. Okay. Masters is the highest degree which you can do for your complete experience, for your learning. Okay. In masters, whatever you're learning in certification, it's like for the initial stage when you're joining a company, when you're getting a job. For that, you're doing some, you know, upskilling on the initial stage. Certification helps you on that part. But when you're doing masters, you're doing in-depth learning. Okay. You're getting specialized into cloud computing here, so you're getting in-depth knowledge here, you're getting in-depth exposure here. So definitely, when you're joining a company, for example, I'll just give you an example. If you're joining a company, HR will also look out for the people who are coming with the highest knowledge, with the highest degree, right? If everyone is going with certification, if someone is holding master degree out of those people, right, someone who's holding the master degree, definitely company will give the first preference to that person who's holding a master's degree, because that person is coming with the highest education, plus that person is going to have in-depth knowledge, right? So definitely company always gives first preference to person who's holding a master degree. Then if that person is not able to perform well in interview, then they will give this preference to the certification holder. Because right now, if you'll see the industry, everyone who is not having a job or who's trying to get a job in the market, that person is applying for certification itself. Okay. So to show yourself, like how you can show yourself, how you can get the first opportunity, how you can, it completely depend on the profile to profile as well. So that's why masters, people who are going with the masters, they are definitely getting the higher package than a graduate holder. Plus they are getting the best, they're getting, they're actually having the, you can say, they're having the in-depth knowledge in the program itself. So company always prefer the masters holder people. Yeah, so Shubham, every month you get the guest lectures. Like there are 1 or 2 guest lectures every month you get. Okay, from IIT. There are every month you have the guest lecture, plus you have more than 10 to 12 sessions which you can book with your mentorship session. So there are different webinar seminars. So you get every month. There are like activities which we do on weekends for you. So there are you are going to have 1 or 2 sessions every month. Anything else, guys? Like anything else you guys want to ask? Anything you have doubt? Any doubt? Okay, so no problem, guys. If you guys, I think it's almost time, so I don't want to stretch it longer. So I'm just sharing you guys my details over here in the chat box. Okay, So if you guys are having any concern, or you guys want to reach me out personally, you want to discuss anything, right? So I'm sharing my name and my number here in the chat box, so you guys can save it. And if you guys want to reach me out personally, so you guys can, this number is available on WhatsApp as well. This number is available on, on calling as well. So you guys can call me, or guys can directly ping me on the WhatsApp so that I can reach you out personally. Okay. So yeah. So here I've shared you guys. So if you guys have any concern related to program or anything you want to understand on one-on-one level, please reach me out personally. I'll definitely help you out here. Okay. Okay, so that's all, guys. Thank you so much for being part of the session. Okay, it was really nice that you guys all have joined here, and you were being part of this. So thank you so much. And I'll just end the session, and I wish you all the best, everyone, for their career. So okay, thank you, guys. Bye.